Okay, what we're going to be doing is you should have uploaded a Microsoft Excel file or a spreadsheet into your Google Docs. Notice I have a Excel file here on my desktop. It's called Useful Excel. To upload your workbook, you would go into your Docs home and you would click on here, Upload, and then you can upload it to the web. Based on what you need, you hit browse, select your file, and notice on the right the different types of files that it allows. And then after you upload it, notice it kept the formatting and the text. It also keep the formulas. Now, Google Spreadsheets is very similar to Microsoft Excel, although it is a little bit stripped down, not as much advanced features, but it's still very helpful and useful. I'm going to show you guys some of the things that are still in place. I'm going to use an example of a basketball game. So let's say I wanted to have the free throw percentage of the team. Okay, so I'll put the person's name. So let's say that person's name is Joe. And then under name, I'll put free throws made. And then free throw shot, and then I'll put my percentage. Okay. The default font size is I think 10 point or 12 point. I increase it to 14, or sometimes you can go even larger to 18, so you can see it easier. Now free throws made. I'm gonna say Joe's a pretty good free throw shooter. Is it? So let's say he made 8 free throws out of 10. That's pretty good. Okay, now to get my percentage, okay, I'm going to do the same thing as an equation. If I want to make my equation, I can just hit equals, and then free throws made divided by free throws shot, and I hit enter, and I get 0.8. I click on the cell, and I choose percentage, and it makes it a percentage. Okay, so that's an example of a formula that is very similar to Microsoft Excel. Let's go ahead and center our titles. Go ahead and center them, and also center them horizontally and vertically. What that does is if I increase my cell 3, notice that it's centered both horizontally, vertically, and horizontally. Let's go ahead and format it so it looks a little bit better. So I'm going to shade it. I'm going to bold them, Command B on a Mac. And if I want to make my grid lines, I can do that as well right here. I'm going to just put a box around it. If you want to make a grid, you can do that too. Okay. So that's an example of the formula. If you go to the formula icon, you'll notice some very similar formulas. And if you go to more formulas, it has a lot. You'll see count. It even has VLOOKUP and sum. So it should be enough for you to use your formulas. Let's go through some of the uses of it. If you want to make a new one, you can go to new in here. You can import. If you want to rename, you can make a copy. And also, when you're finished on the Google Excel, you could download it as either a PDF or even an Excel, and then open it in Microsoft Excel with your changes. You can print. When you go to edit, these are some editing options that you have. Notice it still has find and replace. We learned that before. There's different types of views. If you go to list view, okay, remember this? What was this called in Excel? Sort. It has sorting. So that's another option. Remember when we highlight something and we go to view, list view, And then you can choose like top 10 or free throw shot and things like that. So it has that option as well. Some other things: insert rows and columns, comments. Remember comments? Those are a formula. They have gadgets, different Google gadgets that you can insert. Those are fun. It even has chart, and it has a large array of charts. Sorry. And of course, you can put in an image. And under format, you have your basic formatting. For tools, let's go ahead and freeze the column or freeze the row. Highlight your first entry, and then go to Tools, Freeze Rows, and I think it's Freeze 4. So notice if we scroll down, oh, wrong row. If I have a wrong row, all I need to do is click and drag it up, and then if you have a long list of players, you can cycle through them that way, and then the header stays the same. Form is this is a very useful tool to create a form. If you want somebody to create like a survey or a questionnaire, you can create a form this way. You could even make a quiz or something like that. Okay. Your merge cells, it looks a little bit different. It's this button right here, this merge cell. But notice if you merge a cell, it doesn't allow you to grab cell B. It's going to grab A and B together from then on. So it's a little bit tricky. I usually don't use merge cells that much because I like the freedom to cut and paste or move them. If I want to resize my columns, same thing in Excel. You highlight the 3 columns you want to resize. You resize one of them to how you want it to be, and it resizes all 3 exactly to that width. Or you can do 1 at a time, and that works as well. Okay, so that's Google Spreadsheets.